Hi, I'm Noel. Part of my mission is to get good psychological information out there to you so that you can learn more about yourself and about other people and how to live a psychologically healthy and happy life. Scapegoating in schools, how problem pupils carry systematic failure. Okay, so a scapegoat, I mentioned in a previous video. I'm going to explain again what a scapegoat is. So originally, the idea of a scapegoat was literally a goat or some loud animal, which could be staked outside of a camp at night to distract the attention of predators, lions, tigers, etc. So it would be eaten rather than those predators coming into the camp and eating ourselves. Now, the point about the scapegoat was that it had to make a lot of noise, because if it didn't, the predators would not be distracted. Now, the problem being a scapegoat as a human being and being a student in a school is that rarely do scapegoats, because of their behavior, feel that they are victims. Quite the opposite. If you talk to a scapegoat and say, you're a victim and you're being staked out and that the predators are going to take you first, they'll be quite highly offended, because often the behavior of a scapegoat seems to justify them being punished. So a scapegoat in a school setting will often be the kid that is angry all the time, that breaks the rules, that behaves in ways that make the teachers tell them off. And actually, they're being manipulated and goaded into that position. They're making a lot of noise so that other people are not noticed. And so that's one of the first problems. And why are they carrying systemic failure? Because the whole point of a scapegoat is to take attention away from the main camp. And scapegoats form, not accidentally, they only form in situations where a system is dysfunctional. In healthy functioning systems, nobody gets scapegoated. And that's not because you've trained everybody in avoiding scapegoating. It's because the system doesn't need it. You only see these types of roles emerge in systems that are trying to hide something themselves. And so you then see all the problems being placed into an individual. That individual responds to that scapegoating by having poor behavior in response. And then that is used to justify the response to them. And then you have that vicious cycle with the scapegoat. And then the systemic problems don't exist. Now, a good example was the BBC did A Wild Cherry, which is a really, really interesting series looking at some of the pressures on young women around social media and over-sexualization. And in one scene, what you see is two of the girls that are being portrayed absolutely brilliantly, who are being investigated by the school's safeguarding system. Now, a safeguarding system is meant to protect children, and these two girls are clearly victims, but victims in a way that makes sense in a patriarchal system. They have created a situation in which they are victims and perpetrators at the same time. And the safeguarding system, which should be protecting them from the ravages of patriarchy and the over-sexualization of them as little girls, turns around and starts to punish them and blame them for what they are doing, rather than trying to understand them. And that's really how it works here. The system is trying to protect itself from the fact it failed those girls in this particular show and didn't give them the tools and resources and skills they needed to not be manipulated and objectified sexually. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.